Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the foundations of organizational management with the legendary figure who has been shaping organizations for over a century. We're talking about the incredible Henri Fayol. You might not know his name, but if you've ever worked in an organized environment, you've experienced his influence. Henri Fayol, a French mining engineer and director, literally wrote the book on how to manage effectively back in 1916. His work, General and Industrial Management, is a cornerstone of what we now call administrative management. Unlike some of his contemporaries who focused on task management, Fayol took a much broader view. He looked at the entire organization and asked, how can we structure and lead this whole system for maximum effectiveness? He was after universal truths that could apply to any business, any government, any organization, big or small. Before he gave us his famous 14 principles, Fayol first identified the 5 core functions that every manager performs. Think of these as the fundamental hats a manager wears every single day. Planning. This is about looking ahead. What are our goals? How will we get there? Organizing. Once you have a plan, you need to gather and arrange your people and resources to execute it. Commanding. This isn't just about barking orders, it's about leading, guiding, and overseeing your employees. Coordinating. Make sure all the different departments and teams are working together in harmony, not just against each other. Controlling. Finally, checking that everything is going according to plan and making adjustments when needed. These 5 functions set the stage for his brilliant 14 principles of management. Now, it's critical to understand, Fayol didn't intend these to be rigid, unbreakable laws. He saw them as flexible guidelines that managers could adapt to their specific situations. They're about promoting efficiency, effectiveness, and overall organizational health. Let's dive into the first 4 principles which lay the groundwork for structure and authority. Number 1, division of work. Simple but powerful, specializing tasks allows individuals to become highly skilled, leading to greater efficiency and accuracy. Think of this as the assembly line. Authority and responsibility. If you give someone the authority to make decisions, you must also be held accountable for the outcomes, good or bad. Power comes with accountability. Number 3, discipline. For any organization to function, leaders must respect and adhere to its rules and regulations. It's the bedrock of smooth operations. Number 4, unity of command. This is vital. An employee should receive orders from only one supervisor. Imagine the chaos if 2 bosses telling you different things. This prevents confusion and conflict. Moving on, these next principles focus on harmonizing efforts and aligning interests within the organization. Number 5, unity of direction. For a group of activities with the same objective, there should be one head and one plan, everyone pulling in the same direction. It's like tug of war. You all want to be pulling in the same direction. Number 6, subordination of individual interests to general interests. This means the goals of the organization as a whole must always take precedence over personal interests of any single employee or group. Number 7, remuneration of personnel. Fair pay is crucial. Employees should receive just compensation for their work, motivating them and ensuring satisfaction. 8, centralization. This refers to the degree to which decision-making power is concentrated. Should decisions be made at the top, or can they be delegated further down the chain? The optimal balance depends on the organization. Now let's look at order, fairness, and hierarchy. Number 9, scalar chain. This is the formal line of authority running from top management down to the lowest ranks. It's the chain of command, critical for clear communication. Number 10, order. It's not just about tidiness, but about a place for everything and everyone in their place. Materials need to be organized, and people need to be in the right roles for maximum efficiency. Number 11, equity. Managers should strive to be kind, fair, and just in their dealings with subordinates. This builds loyalty and commitment. And finally, Fayol's last three principles are all about cultivating a strong, healthy workforce. Number 12, stability of tenure of personnel. High employee turnover is incredibly inefficient and costly. Organizations should aim to retain their productive staff, providing stability and fostering expertise. Number 13, initiative. Managers should encourage employees to propose new ideas and carry out their own plans. This empowers staff and taps into their creativity. Number 14, Esprit de Corps, the famous team spirit, promoting unity, harmony, and a sense of well-being among employees. A strong team is an unstoppable force. So here we are over 100 years later, and Fayol's principles are still incredibly relevant. Why? They provide foundational understanding of how organizations should be managed. They are universally applicable whether you're running a tech startup, a nonprofit, or a multinational corporation. They help managers diagnose and solve fundamental problems within their organization. And frankly, they were the precursor to so many management theories we use today, influencing everything from organizational design to human resource practices. Henri Fayol gave us a timeless roadmap for effective management. By understanding and thoughtfully applying these principles, you can build more efficient, effective, and harmonious organizations. What's your favorite Fayol principle? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share with your colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the world of business and management. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.